Indeed, the theme of this conference, Curbing Illicit Financial Flows in Africa, is also timely, coming as it does in an age where our people are increasingly intolerant, and rightly so, of the historic corruption that has too often crippled our countries in Africa. Across the continent, African citizens are hungry for change. Indeed, as members of public accounts committees on the continent, your work is to mediate that charge by fostering transparency among public agencies and in the use of public resources, checking the powers of public office holders, and ensuring that legislatures and executives effectively act on the policies they promise to their people. Upon your work rest the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of Africans across the continent. And indeed, for their sake, your work must always be above reproach. You must be reasonable servants led by the laws of your respective lands. As those who work in a political environment, both within your countries and also within your respective parliaments, and who are sensitive to political dynamics, you must yet rise above all partisan considerations. And I say that because this is not work that you do for the sake of an opposition. This is work that you do for the sake of the people. And therefore, it cannot be a platform to pay partisan politics. You're there to hold public institutions, public offices accountable to the people, not to your political party. I hope we're on the same page. As Africa moves to integrate, and this is an agenda that many leaders on the African continent are becoming more akin to, it's an agenda that is out there. We recognize that for us to achieve our social economic objectives, for us to achieve true prosperity, deepening integration is going to be critical. Deepening cross-border infrastructure is going to be critical. I was saying, for example, the Cape to Cairo that is being pushed largely from South Africa. How will that road network be audited as it crosses from South Africa all the way up to Cairo? Whose responsibility shall that be? As we do our roads jointly, our northern corridor, we'll be working with South Sudan, we'll be working with Ethiopia, we'll be working with Uganda. How will that be audited? Will it be the responsibility of the Kenyan Public Accounts Committee, the Ethiopian Public Accounts? Who will look at that? So you need, as part of your deliberations, to recognize that as Africa continues its pace towards integration, how will you also integrate? How will you also be able to work together so that you can keep a close watch and a close eye on those resources that are being spent across borders? Because that should be your responsibility. How will you work with your colleagues? How will the Kenyan colleagues work with their friends in South Sudan, in Ethiopia, in Uganda, to keep an eye on these major projects and programs? So these are just some of the areas, and that is why I am encouraged when I see you sitting here together, but you should start also reflecting on this integration agenda and ask you, as we move closer to that, as more and more cross-border projects are done, how and what shall be the role of public accounts committees in this particular endeavor.